Good morning, students, and welcome back to our English class. In my previous video, children, I gave you an introduction to the author of the lesson, An Uncomfortable Bed, Guy de Maupassant. I also gave you a summary of the lesson. Now, today, I will explain you the first section of this lesson, An Uncomfortable Bed. So, the author is the narrator of the story. One autumn, he went to spend some time with his friends in a chateau in Picardy. His friends were very fond of practical jokes, and he did not care about people who were not, because even he was a prankster. Even he used to play pranks with his friends. When he arrived at the chateau, his friends gave him a princely reception, which actually awakened his suspicion in mind. They also embraced him and, gave him a lot of importance, as if they expected that they're going to have great fun at his expense. He warned himself. He said, "Look out, probably they have something in store for you." During the dinner time also, there was a lot of laughter, exaggerated jokes, and each one of them were having a lot of fun. When the author looked at all these things, so much of amusement going on around him, he was sure that they had planned something. Probably they have planned a good joke. And obviously, who was the victim? The narrator himself. So he said, "Attention." During the entire evening, everyone laughed in an exaggerated fashion. The author scented a practical joke in the air. But what was it? He was just, watchful and restless. He did not let even a word or a meaning or a gesture escape him. Everyone seemed to him an object of suspicion. He even looked distrustfully at the faces of the servants. And then it was time for everyone to go to bed. Each one of them retired to their rooms. But all his friends escorted him to his room to say good night. As he entered the apartment, he shut the door and remained standing. He never wanted to take a chance and go and sit somewhere and become a target or a victim of the practical jokes, probably that his friends had planned. He was holding a wax candle in his hand, and he did not move. Then he heard laughter and whispering in the corridor. Without doubt, he thought that they were spying on him. He cast a glance around the walls, the furniture, the ceiling, the hangings, the floor, but he saw nothing to justify suspicion. He heard the movement of his friends outside his door, and no doubt he thought that they were looking through the keyhole. An idea came to his head. He thought that this candle will blow out any time. And then he would be left in darkness. He went across to the mantelpiece and lighted all the candles that were on it. After that, he cast another glance around without discovering anything. He advanced with short steps, carefully examining the apartment. Nothing. There was nothing inside the room. Then he inspected every article, one after the other. Still nothing he could find. Then he went to the window. The shutters of the large window were open. He quickly shut the windows with great care and drew the curtains, which were enormous velvet curtains. And then he placed a chair in front of them so as to block the way from the window. Then he cautiously sat down on the chair. The chair was quite solid and sturdy. He did not venture out to get into the bed. However, the night was advancing. He ended up coming to the conclusion that probably he was a fool. If they were spying on him, which he supposed they were, they must, be waiting for the success of the joke that they had been preparing for him, have been laughing immoderately at my terror. where nothing was going around. There was nothing actually planned for the author. There was no practical joke. He could not find anything inside the room. He was just terrified. He was afraid and he was scared. And maybe this foolishness of his had become a practical joke for his friends. And he thought, maybe they are laughing at me at this time. So he made up his mind, and then he went to bed. But then the bed was particularly suspicious looking. He checked all the curtains that were around the bed. They seemed secure and safe. And so he decided that now he should go to bed. So children, section 1 comes to end here. What happens next? Will the author be peacefully sleeping in his bed? What is he going to do? When he found the bed so suspicious, is he actually going to sleep on the bed? We're going to find out the answers to all these questions when we're going to do section 2. Till then, enjoy reading An Uncomfortable Bed. Thank you and take care.